Hi guys, so I want to start off this video by saying thank you guys so incredibly much for letting me take time off last week of not having a video. It really meant a lot, and I'm really happy that you guys understood that, like, I was just going through a really hard time. Sorry, I was getting the list of characters up. That I was going through a really hard time, and I'm really glad that you guys, were so respectful of that and nice of that to be like, give yourself a break. I did put out the Wednesday video though, because when it comes to October, November, and December, it's types of videos that only come out once a year on those months, so I want to get those out to you. But this Degrassi spans through all year, so we will be finishing up next class today, and then we will be moving on to junior high and then high. But yeah, so let's start with the characters and go from there. Tiny. I really do like Tiny. He found out what he wanted to do, and not only that, but he was a good friend trying to help Zig figure out his path, and I think Zig definitely needed those types of people in his life. Grace. I like Grace. I have no problem with Grace on her own as a character. I like how good of a friend she is to Zoe, and I like how she's there for Maya and how she's there for everybody. I think it's just the part that I don't like is her relationship with Jonah, but because I feel like Jonah changes her a little bit. But anyway, that'll be in the relationships anyway. So Winston. I love Winston. He's so sweet. I especially love how he acts with Goldie, and I love Winston as a friend to Zoe as well, and just all of that. Jonah. I have an appreciation for Jonah being there for Grace through her issues and opening up about his past. That gave me a little bit of an appreciation for Jonah, but he's still not one of my favorite characters. Miles. I love Miles because he is so confident in who he is. He's there for Tristan. He is trying to figure out his life, and I just think that Miles wanting to be a writer and realizing that is good. Maya. I love Maya. She's just trying to make sure she makes the right decision for her life, and she's there for all of her friends and everything. I also have an appreciation for Maya because she's the one who notices something is going on with Esme, and she brings it up to Zig. And, Zig doesn't really take it, whatever, but she's like, something's wrong, and I'm glad that somebody noticed. Tristan. I like Tristan. He's trying to do his own thing. He's trying to get through his treatment, and he is a really good friend to Maya, and he's 100% there, and I'm glad that he could be there for Maya now. And I mean, she's there for him, obviously, too, because, he helps her get back into her songwriting and everything. Goldie. I love Goldie. She's so sweet, and I love that she's there for the whole student body, and she's trying to make a difference, and she's trying to help people. Zig. I feel bad for Zig, if I'm being honest, this season, because he's trying to figure out his future, and then his girlfriend is going through it, and so he's trying to help her, but then he realizes he can't help her, and so then, Zoe. I love Zoe. She's so confident in who she is. She is such a good girlfriend. She's such a good friend. She's literally just living her life, and I love confident Zoe. Esme. So, about Esme, she's definitely going through it, and I definitely sympathize with the fact that she's going through it. As a psychology student, I see that she's going through it. And one thing that I said in the last video, which I did want to bring up here, was my pet peeve, which they do in Degrassi The Next Generation and Degrassi Next Class. The only reason I'm not bringing up Degrassi High and Degrassi Junior High is because that was a different time, different years. And I know that people would call people psycho. I mean, that was Spinner's favorite word in The Next Generation. But one thing that really rubs me the wrong way as a psychology student is when people are calling Esme crazy. That's a big pet peeve of mine because she's not crazy. She's going through a mental health crisis. And I think people get labeled as psycho or crazy when they're going through things, and it's not okay. It's never been okay. And I didn't really notice it a lot in high school, but now that I've gotten older, a lot of people are starting to coin the phrases, and it's not a trend. It's not funny. It's hurtful, and I feel like we should try to not call people that anymore. We can say that people are going through a difficult time. We can say they're going through a hard time, but we never want to call them anything. Sod. I love Sod. He's so sweet once you really get to know him, and he's just trying to live his life, and he's trying to take care of his family while he's there, and he's trying to go to school, but people are misunderstanding him and making some not right assumptions about him. Yael. They are figuring out who they are, and I am so proud of Yael for doing what they did. Doing what they did and having the courage to make the transformation and celebrate their identity. I'm so sorry. They, them pronouns. They, them. I'm sorry. I will cut out, if you see a cut, it's because I accidentally used the wrong pronoun. The pronouns are they, them. I'm very big on using the right pronouns. Frankie. I feel sorry for Frankie only because she was going through a breakup, and then she made friends with somebody, which wasn't bad that she went out and made friends, but then she started kind of getting pulled into this look good for social media type of thing, which it can make you look good on the outside, but on the inside you're still going through it. And I feel like people weren't really trying to help Frankie get through her breakup. I think that they were trying to just make her look good on the outside because then she'd feel good on the inside, but that's not how that works. Hunter Hollingsworth. I want to like Hunter because it's been a point of through Next Class I have liked Hunter, but I can't like Hunter this last season because he is not supportive of Yael's coming to terms with their identity. And Hunter not supporting Yael is something that really upsets me because if you love them, why can't you still love them? Like, they're still the same person that you love. Like, that's what a lot of people don't understand is Yael is still the same person you fell in love with, so why can't you still love them? It's just, I don't understand that. VJ. One thing I do like about VJ is they were very supportive of Yael's transformation and very supportive of the correct use of pronouns. The one thing I don't like about VJ is before Yael figured out it was, oh my God, before Yael figured out that it was their identity, that, you know, they wanted to, you know, like before Lola helped them figure out what was going on, I don't like that VJ said, sort yourself out because you're being confusing. Or Baz said that, or, well, VJ was kind of with Baz on the camp of, you know, and I didn't really like that. And Baz, I just said, like, he was not being the most supportive, but then when Yael changed their identity and their pronouns, then Baz called them by the right pronouns. I'm sorry, guys. I have had a long week, and obviously if you see cuts, it's because I used the wrong pronoun, and then I corrected myself, and I just feel so bad whenever I use the wrong pronoun. I know sometimes it's just a slip, but I have a lot of friends that go by they, them now, and I'm really big on the use the right pronoun, you know. So I just beat myself up about it. I know, but I got to stop beating myself up about it, but at the same time, got to remember they, them. Lola. I really like how good a friend Lola is to Yael to help them with their transformation. And Lola is just a good friend to everybody, honestly. I feel like people take Lola for granted, and I don't like that people do that, because she's such a good friend. She shouldn't be taken for granted because she's there for everybody. Like, literally. Shay. I love Shay. She is determined to get scouted, and she's going to do whatever it takes. And, you know, I didn't mean to make that whatever it takes pun. I didn't mean to do that. But she's willing to do that. And, you know, I just kind of like, I really like that Tiny is like, if I have any money, I'd give it to you. And like, I just like how Shay has the drive to like go forward. Rasha. I love Rasha. I love how supportive she is of Zoe. I love how Rasha was checking on her ex to make sure that she was okay after, you know, the attack happened in Brussels in the episode. And, you know, it shows that Rasha really has a caring heart. And I just love that about Rasha. So the staff, obviously, Mr. Simpson, A+ principal, we don't really see much of him. And then the students. Abra, who is Saad's younger sister, we always see her as so positive and so happy. And, you know, like, I like to see that he has someone in his life that is positive and has positivity. Oliver. I love Oliver. He is so supportive of Tristan's rehabilitation, and he's really trying to help him, you know, go at his own pace. Katie Matlin is back, and I love Katie Matlin. She is one of the best sisters, and I feel like she really helped uplift Maya. Mrs. Matlin, an amazing mother all the time. Miss Cardinal, also amazing. The staff, Mr. Perino, who's one of my favorite teachers. Mr. Armstrong, who's also one of my favorite teachers. Miss Grell, who is amazing and is amazing about how she wants to help everybody and how she's checking up on the students to make sure they're okay. Miss Badger is a very funny teacher. Mr. Mitchell. I love Mr. Mitchell. He's one of the best teachers Degrassi has ever had, because he literally is just trying to help Miles on his way, and he's trying to, you know, uplift students and get students to realize what other people are going through. Madame Janot. I love that Madame Janot was there, and, you know, I might be the only one that really likes Madame Janot, but I'm glad she was there. So, now here are some notes. Tiny teasing Grace about her hickey's funny. Didn't know Grace was close with Tristan, because in the Next Generation where they came to a dance and Tristan commented her boots, she was just kind of like not very comfortable with Tristan. Everyone talking about Grace's hickey is funny. Calling it a blank fair, it was a little out of line. I just think that Esme calling it a blank fair was a little out of line, because the school wanted to do it to get off on the right note because of, they could have done it because of what possibly happened, but we don't know. Grace hugging Maya was nice to see. The picture Zoe takes of everybody graduating looks cute. Lola staring at Yael with a smile after the bouncy castle conversation with the boys was funny. I love seeing Madame Janot. Esme running property of Esme on Zig's arm was too much, in my opinion. Tiny, I like to think so. His self-satisfied smile was funny. Lola helping Yael get a bra was super sweet. Saad calling Esme out on her jealousy was funny. I feel bad for Saad because now he's beating himself up over Maya. Jonah wanting to keep Grace a secret because of his ex is shitty. So you'd rather people watch. It was a funny Jonah line when talking about them kissing. Esme trying to get Zig and Maya in trouble for their project as well. was, you know, kind of right because, you know, they both chose a photo that was like having things revealed. So she's like, well, if we're getting in trouble, they're getting in trouble because it is an equality thing. But I feel like as a teacher, you should have made some of those recreatings of paintings off limits, but that's just my opinion. What Frankie is posting is worrying after the breakup, her breakup with Jonah. Shay's supplement dilemma, obviously going with she needed the money for the supplements, so she stole from Lola's place. But I do like how she came clean and gave all the money back as well as some extra from her birthday money. The person going Opa when Shay drops the plate is funny. Rasha talking to Goldie about how she flirts with Winston. I think it's good to get her to realize that there is something going on there. Mr. Mitchell's diversity exercise was amazing, where he has everybody step forward or step back, and I feel like that was really good. Goldie starting the Muslim Students Association was amazing, and I commend her for doing that. Grace starting a bucket list was good, but be careful what you put on the bucket list. You know, I liked her stuff about meeting a platypus and things like that. I like the conversation about Jonah's past, where they're fishing and he really opens up about it. Lola being there for Saad is amazing and wanting him to speak about his experiences because I think it's really good for everybody to learn what other people have gone through. The pairing between Zig, Esme, and Frankie was not the best. Lola is the best person to help Yael through their identity journey. See, I caught myself through their identity journey when I talked about Yael earlier. Okay, there were no pronouns. Okay. Wait. Okay, yeah, okay, I didn't. They're helping them through their identity journey. So Lola helping them through their identity journey. There we go. Maya plays my favorite song for the talent show, Black and White, a stripped down acoustic cover with special guest Craig Manning. I agree with Tristan saying Craig asked you to go somewhere with him and you have to think about it because, you know, this is someone in the music industry. Craig asking Maya to go on tour was great, but that's your dream, which I agree with that Tristan quote because that was her dream. And she could have gone to the meeting, but I understand her wanting to make the right decision because in that regard, you have to make sure that you're making the right decision for you. The camping episode was weird. Maya getting high was not the best idea. Maya and Zig in the tent was a good thing to come out of this episode. I think the only good thing that came out of this episode was that Maya and Zig had a conversation about, you know, his emotion, and to see his emotion of how it affected him is powerful to share his feelings and thoughts. I feel like Zig doesn't really do that a lot, so for him to really open up and share his feelings and thoughts, I feel like that was good. Go at your own pace. Never try to force a fast recovery. Obviously, Tristan was trying to get better, and it's like you have to go at your own pace. Oliver was right to tell Tristan to pace himself. Normal thing for someone seeing promposals, then waiting for their own. Obviously, people, when they see one, they want one. Zig checking on Esme was good. When Zig got the pictures, the snarky, she looks okay in that one, and oh, that one rubs me the wrong way when Tiny was saying that because obviously Zig was checking in to make sure she was okay, but of course she's obviously going through something. They just didn't like her. Zig going to talk to Esme was good. Zig had to make it clear he wanted to talk, which I think was good to be like, no, I don't want to do anything physical. You said you want to talk. Let's talk. Everyone backstage with Zoe was great, where it's like, Grace is like, I get her for Thanksgiving. Tristan's like, Christmas. And Goldie's like, I call Easter even though I don't celebrate it. And that was so sweet. Zoe burning the note is a girl power moment, the note from her mom. Lola kissing Saad. I wanted to see more of their relationship blossom. So the ending scene, I see everybody, you know, and I don't want to get emotional during this, but I see everybody. And the reactions that I noticed the most were Tristan, Zig, and Maya, where they knew they were leaving and they knew this was the last time they were going to be there. And just, I could see the tears, especially in Maya's eyes and Zig's eyes. I see the tears because the only reason I mention them is they have been there the longest. They had been on the show the longest. And for them to be emotional about it. And then you see Zoe and Winston and Miles, the people who came after that are also graduating, their emotion. And you see everybody just getting along and hugging, and it's so nice to see. And seeing what everyone did was amazing, and we'll jump into that. But just because Zig drove Maya doesn't mean they're dating. I know a lot of people said that, but I don't think that. Maya going to school, I think it's amazing that she decided to give SoCal Art a try. Zig driving her was very nice. Tiny going to Caltech and saying bye to Shay. I'm glad that he's going for his education and that he'll still be with Shay. Winston and Miles, they did the backpacking trip together, which is ultimate friendship goals. Tristan graduates rehab, which I think is amazing because, you know, he did something, he made a full recovery, and that's amazing. Zoe and Rasha spending summer together. I definitely hope that meant they stayed together for the long run because I love them. Winston and Goldie are hanging out. I hope they're dating just because I want them to be dating. And Grace and Jonah, I love how he supports her through her surgery and she gets her new lungs. You know, and I just think that's a great way to end next class, is to show what everybody ended up doing. And I think that was very good for them to do that because we have been with these characters for so long. So I'm glad we got to see what they did after graduation. I wish we could have seen more of, not only did I want to see more of Saad and Lola, and I'll talk about that more in the relationships video, but I wanted to see more of Esme. I wanted to see her recovery, what she was going through. I wanted to see that because I wanted a happy ending for Esme. I wanted something good for her because she did go through a lot in her life and she deserved to have a happy ending. As much as I don't like her character, she deserves to have a happy ending. So I'm mad that she didn't get that. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Then again, leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. Again, remember we refer to Yael's pronouns are they them, so make sure if you're putting comments about Yael, use they them. And anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!